Can you guys hear me? All right, excellent. Why don't I take a seat in the living room then, which is very, very sunny. So today we are going to talk about consumer insights driving business outcomes, and it is a pleasure for me to moderate this topic. A good KPI I found over time is to understand the degree to which insights are actually changing business decisions. And a question to ask is, if that didn't happen, is it because there were not real insights? Or because basically that decision was made already and you were probably doing French fries research? So what I mean by that is really doing the kind of, the customer already knows that he or she wants burger. So you know you want burger, and then you have to decide if you want French fries or if you want a salad with it. While that decision can be important at times, it's actually not essential. Now, luckily, we live in a time of tremendous innovation in the space of insight generation. And a lot of that is driven by data abundance and by analytics. And one of the trends that we are seeing today is a trend towards insights integration. That basically means using a variety of data sources, a variety of methodologies to be able to address business challenges. And that means combining traditional research with behavioral data and with machine learning. And this is the topic of this discussion today. This is what the panel is going to be focused on. So with that, it is my pleasure to introduce the panelists, Mauro Damo and Wei Lin from Dell Technologies. Mauro is Senior Data Scientist, and Wei is the Chief Data Scientist at Dell Technologies. And Paul Martin, VP Analytics at Saxis. So let's hear first, welcome. Welcome in this heated living room. So let's hear first from Mauro and Wei. You guys have an interesting story about new ways of segmenting. I would call that more modern approaches to segmentation. And I will invite you to share that perspective. Thank you. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. My name is Mauro Damo. I'm Senior Data Scientist. Wei Lin is the Chief Data Science. We work at Dell Technologies. Dell Technologies has a business unit called Dell EMC. This is a business unit that provides service for consulting and professional service. So we bring us today something very interesting. One use case that we done with a big bank last year, 2016, United States. It's this bank has one of the top brokers in U.S. stock market. They have 90 million clients. The portfolio is, they trade a lot of type of different assets. They have stocks, hedge funds, and a lot of different type of products. They have almost $135 billion in assets just for the high valuable customers. And they talked to us, they invited us to understand how can we help them to create a path to value use case. What is that path to value? It's to understand how the customer comes from a non-healthy customer to a healthy customer. How they change the state, the asset of under management below than $1 million to above $1 million. So we capture a methodology from social science that explains exactly what how we do in our lives. Like we have a birth, teenager, we're going up, marriage, have kids, and then we got elder. So this kind of, what we did is we segmentate their database, their customers, and in this kind of approach, using stage of life. So we identify every stage of the life of each of these customers. So this is an example, for the first 100 customers they have. So for example, each color here in each bar, it's a stage. So for example, if you have in the top corner, similar path, you have two customers that have same path. So they have same stage in their lives based on the relationship with this customer, our customer, this bank. And another customer is not have similar path, they have different paths. So we can differentiate, check which customer has the same similarity and what customer has non-similarity. So what he did, we clustered these customers based on, we use a hierarchy cluster. It's a technique, our technique, that we can cluster these customers based on their similarities. So for example, the cluster 1, they are very similar. So you don't need to do anything there. You just keep the cluster the way that it is. But for example, the cluster 4, cluster 3 is very, very different. So they beginning different types of stage in their relationship with this bank. And then over the past some years, they change it to a most valuable customer of more than $1 million. So this is the example of our use case. And based on that, what we could capture, we try to understand what kind of these customers are, and then we try to understand what kind of products they adopt. So important insights for this bank, most of the customer has more than 60%, 70% in stock market. They was not, they are less, almost 50% stock market, and then they grow up to more than 70% stock market. So this is one insight that we talk to them, and they are very impressed because they begin to understand that asset markets is one asset that's very important to be a customer that have more than $1 million. So what we can do with that? We can do some content. You can provide content for these customers with a specific target. You can provide market campaigns, new product, cross-selling, upselling, anything that you can do, because you know there is a prediction that, or a probability of this customer to become a real customer that very healthy for the bank. The last slide that I would like to show before to send this to Wei is to talk what I say. This is a technique came from Markov chain. That is about a transition matrix that you can understand the probability of specific customer change to another stage based on over the quarters. In this case, with the quarters. So for example, this healthy one is they have 88, I think it's 83% to keep on the health T1, and 5% to change to health T2. So this way you can target your audience, target your campaigns based on what kind of what the probability of specific customers can have to change for different segments. Okay, so.